1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Is this not coming? 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Thank you. I just turned this on. Testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. I think it's coming out there though. I can hear it. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh no. Should I use a different mic? Should I use a different mic?
No, that's fine. It's just it's our problem, not yours.
Okay.
On this snow-covered morning, we recognize that for millennia, the Western Abenaki people have called this beautiful land where we gather their home. They have loved and cared for this land. We now have the privilege of gathering here as a religious community. As we do so, let us each pledge in our hearts to honor and continue their legacy of love and stewardship. Good morning. I'm Del Waterhouse. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm your worship associate this morning. On behalf of the whole worship team, I'm delighted to welcome all of you, those in the sanctuary and those of you watching the live stream. It feels so good to be able to come together here this morning. The Unitarian Church of Montpelier is a liberal religious community that welcomes all as we journey together in search of spiritual wholeness, peace, and justice in the world. Welcome to our church community. And especially today, in light of events of this past week, we offer our love and support to members of our trans and non-binary community. And we recognize and are grateful for the interdependence that we all share. Whether you're a newcomer, a longtime member, or somewhere in between, you're part of our community and we are glad you're here. It's always a pleasure to have newcomers and guests join us for worship. If this is your first or second time visiting and you wish to do so, we invite you to stand or wave your hand so we can offer you a special welcome. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Well, thank you, thank you. Any of you who are newcomers to our congregation are invited to fill out our welcome form, which is available at the hospitality table in the vestry downstairs during coffee hour, so that we can connect with you and welcome you more fully. Now, let's all join in welcoming by taking a few moments to turn to our neighbors in the pews to share a few words of greeting. Thank you. Thanks for sharing these warm greetings. We're all invited to continue our conversations after the service during coffee hour. Please know that we have hearing assist devices available on the table at the rear of the sanctuary, and you can also listen to and watch the service in the fireplace room downstairs if you should need to leave the sanctuary for any reason. Also, if you have a personal concern and would like to share more deeply, a member of our lay pastoral care ministry team will be available in the sanctuary after the service. This morning, I believe our lay pastoral caregiver is Gail Picard. Hello. Okay. And now I want to offer one more special welcome. Our guest preacher this morning is Eyal Amiel. Eyal is a poet, songwriter, scientist, and Druid priest who graduated from Green Mountain Druid School, which is out in my town of Worcester. Eyal was initiated into the sacred practices of the Neo-Druid tradition according to the vision and teachings of Ivan Macbeth and Fern Lickfield. And Eyal will start us out this morning with, along with few choir members, right? Okay, great. With our prelude called Blessings of This Day. So let's take a deep breath. Make sure our cell phones are silenced and enter more deeply into our time of worship with Blessings of This Day.
Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day. Blessings on this day.
Hello, everyone. It's an honor and a blessing to be here. I'm going to start with an invocation and bringing in some of the sacred elements of the Druid practice, which I practice. O God, Goddess, Creator, they, them, the one, the many, sacred ancestors, Spirit of this land, Spirit of this place, Spirit of this church, and Spirit of this gathering, we ask for your blessing and guidance and witness into this, our celebration, and our fellowship this day. Watch over us, keep our hearts open, keep us connected, guide us in your wisdom. Amen. Let us now invite peace into this circle, for without peace, no work may be. May there be peace in the north. May there be peace in the east. May there be peace in the south. And may there be peace in the west. May there be peace throughout the whole world. And now I'll invite the four sacred directions and the four sacred elements into our space. After I say the hail and welcome line, you're invited to repeat after me. With the blessing of the spirit of air, the breath of dawn, the light of creation, we invite the sacred powers of the East into our ceremony this day. Hail and welcome East.
Hail and welcome East.
With the blessing of the flame of passion, the fire of the sun, the will, the spirit of fire, we invite the sacred powers of the South into our ceremony this day. Hail and welcome South.
Hail and welcome
With the blessing of the waters of life, the womb of creation, the blood of the ancestors which flows through our veins, we welcome the sacred powers of the West into our ceremony. Hail and welcome, West.
Hail and welcome, West.
With the blessing of the spirit of earth and stone, the starry skies, the abundant earth, the ground beneath our feet, and the sacred Earth Mother, we welcome the sacred powers of the North into our ceremony. Hail and welcome, North.
Hail and welcome, North.
May the harmonies of our land be complete.
May the harmonies of our land be complete.
Blessed be. Give me 1 second. Please rise and body your spirit for our opening hymn, the Celtic Vow. The words will be projected. We will sing it 3 times. Please join as you are comfortable. We vow by peace and love to stand, heart to heart and hand in hand, to heal ourselves and heal the earth, and bring the sacred into birth. We vow by peace and love to stand, heart to heart and hand in hand, to heal ourselves and heal the earth, and bring the sacred into birth. We vow by peace and love to stand, heart to heart and hand in hand, to heal ourselves and heal the earth, and bring the sacred into birth, and bring the sacred into birth.
Thank you, Eyal. Looking good. Okay. Let us now light the chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. This morning, we welcome Lotus to light the chalice. Here you go. And as we light our chalice here, we invite you to light a chalice at home if you have one. Yep. Sorry.
All good.
Bit tricky. Yes. We light this flame, an enduring symbol of our collective commitment to lead with truth and compassion. And now let us join our voices in saying these words of affirmation, adapted from L. Griswold Williams. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant. was just told that the hearing aids don't seem to be working today. We know that, but we can't seem to fix them, so apologies about that. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? No. Let's see. Well, I will talk very loudly, which will be great practice for me because I talk very softly normally. So bear with me here. But I would love to invite all the children up, and we are going to talk about prayer today. So if you'd like to come up and sit up here with me, and we will lead the congregation in a prayer today, too. All right, how's that? Woo-hoo. Okay, wonderful. Good morning, everyone. So I have a question for everyone here. I'm wondering if anybody here knows what a prayer is. What is a prayer? Does anybody here ever say prayers? Maybe, do you say a blessing? Do you express thanks? Do you share your hopes? Gratitude. Great. So when is a time that you express gratitude? Oh, for our friends, for the people we love. Yes. Oh, be careful there. All right. Oh. That is a lot of gratitude. Oh. Okay. All right, do you guys want to come over here? Come on and join for the rest of the talk. Yeah. All right, so we express gratitude. Prayer is a word, but it can mean many things. It can be expressing a hope, it can be expressing thanks, and it can also be expressing needing some help for something. And there's lots of ways to pray or express thanks. What are some ways that we express our gratitude? Does anybody express gratitude? Yeah. By saying thank you. Yes, so we can express our prayers or our thanks through words. We can also do it through song. We can also do it through drawing or creating a work of art. And we can even do it by moving our bodies. So today I thought it would be fun for us to try out a body prayer. And it's an expressing a hope through our body. So Della's going to help me demonstrate here. So these are the words. So the words are, may we open like seeds, bloom like flowers, let go like petals, and grow again. So I would invite all of you to join in this prayer with us. And for everyone out sitting down, you can join in by doing the arm movements, but it's also really important that prayers feel good to us. So if the arm movement doesn't feel like the right movement for you, you can look up, you can shake your fingers. It's really about bringing our hopes, our thanks, and asking for help feeling it into our bodies and feeling it in our hearts. So it's not about getting it right, it's just about feeling it on the inside, okay? So for anybody who would like to stand up, let's stand up. All right. And we're going to say it through together 3 times, saying the words, and then we'll do it 3 times in silence together, okay? And we can follow Del here, all right? So, and we can repeat the words out loud if you like. May we open like seeds, bloom like flowers, let go like petals, and grow again. May we open like seeds, bloom like flowers, let go like petals, and grow again. May we open like seeds, bloom like flowers, let go like petals, and grow again. Now in silence. It's beautiful. Nice job, everyone. Thank you. All right. So now I would like to invite children and families to participate in our spiritual exploration time. If you are a new family to the congregation, we would love to have you join us, and you can decide to stay in the children's chapel or return to the sanctuary afterward. And so now let's sing the children out as they go.
Wow. There are many wonderful things happening for our community these days, and we want to let you know about a few of them now. First, UCM's Climate Action Team is giving us a challenge each month. Today, at the end of the month, they invite people who took up the January challenge to find new ways to save energy at home, to join together in the fireplace room after the service to share your discoveries. And February's challenge is about recycling. Today at 11:30, down in the vestry, to get us started, a representative from the Central Vermont Solid Waste Management District will present an overview of recycling and will answer the recycling questions you are most puzzled by. I got a couple of those. Okay, so, and next, I want to invite Jim Finney, I think. Are you there? Oh, yay, okay. To tell us what's going on with the amazing silent auction that's coming up, starting next Saturday.
Good morning, everyone. I'm pleased to announce our online auction will go live this coming Saturday, February 1st, and run through Sunday, February 9th. At last count, thanks to the generosity of our community, we now have over 90 unique items and experiences lined up, such as handcrafted pottery, a guided fishing trip, original art and photography, a sailboat ride, and an introduction to rune casting. Have I piqued your interest? You can preview the auction now. The link is in this week's e-news. Be sure to check it out and share it with family and friends. The more people who participate, the more funds we can raise to support this year's budget and mission. Brenda Bean is coordinating this effort, and her contact information is also in this week's e-news. Brenda, would you mind standing up for a moment? Thank you. Brenda will be available after the service to connect with anyone who has questions or wants to help spread the word. Let's all come together to make this auction a big success. Thank you and happy bidding.
And, whoops, get that. One more irresistible invitation. Salon Black Walnut and UCM's Racial Justice Group invite everyone to come celebrate our third annual Black Our Story Month Human Family Potluck and dance party for all ages. It's happening right here in the vestry next Saturday, the first day of February, from 4 till 8. Ama Payman and Kaya Morris are the hosts. They invite us to kick off Black History Month together. Come support and enjoy a brilliant array of BIPOC artists and performers. There will be poets, storytellers, musicians, and a DJ to bring us together in beloved community and celebration. We're invited to come for the whole evening or come when we can. Bring family and friends and offer gifts of food or money donations as we're able. Again, it's happening here, Saturday, February 1st, from 4 till 8. For more details about this and other special happenings in our community, be sure to check the e-news from last week or look next week when the updated version comes out on Friday. So many opportunities to come together and share the gifts of community and to give back in whatever ways we can. Our giving is a spiritual act, and our generosity is a form of love and gratitude that helps us to practice Unitarian Universalism in support of our shared values with our collective resources. Charity is central to the well-being of our church community and beyond, as well as primary to our own sense of self. Each month through the UCM Community Pouch Program, we share part of our collection with an important church fund or a community organization aligned with our values. This month's Community Pouch recipient has been Migrant Justice. We heard from this important organization at last week's service, and you can read more about them in today's order of service. Half of our cash offerings will go to the pouch recipient. The other half will directly support the mission and ministry of this congregation. If you wish to designate your entire offering to the community pouch, please indicate that with a note attached to your cash or in the memo line of your check. You can find the offering pouches at the end of the pews. I'm sure most of you have done that already. Please pass them toward the center aisles. We're deeply grateful to every one of you for your generosity in its many forms. Your offering will now be gratefully received as we get ready to hear a musical offering by our choir. You may have noticed that we're missing quite a few choir members due to illness, including Danya, and also some were going to do solos, but others are pitching in the amazing way that people do. So thanks to them. And everybody be well. They sounded beautiful rehearsing this morning.
I went to the river
Thank you so much. That was so beautiful. I want to lead us in a short grounding meditation. The power of visualization is a very potent tool that's used in many traditions. Reality begins in the imagination. What we can conceive of, what we can dream of, is possible. Hard stop. And so one of the things we do in the Druid tradition, among many other traditions, is cultivate the power of visualization of our imagination. And it doesn't have to be visual, it has to be felt. The invitation for it is to be felt. To use this imaginative power to generate genuine, transformative change within our being towards a directed purpose. And so we're going to do this initial grounding exercise, and it is a prelude to something that we'll do in the middle of the sermon, if you want to call it that. So I invite you right now, close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. If not, you can keep them open. And take a deep breath. Find your you-ness. Find the center of your being. This precious, precious gift of consciousness that we have each been gifted, that sits at the center of your awareness. Celebrate that. With your next breath, feel yourself making contact with the ground, with the earth, whether it's through your feet or your sitting position. Feel the firmness beneath you and supporting you. Know yourself to be held. Feel yourself as a tree. And imagine, feel roots of energy growing out of your feet and downward, making nourishing contact with the sweet earth that holds us so unconditionally and so lovingly. Feel yourself drawing energy from the earth and feel it coming back up into the center of your being, feeding you, holding you, providing for you. With your next breath, send your awareness upward, up your torso, through your arms, through your neck, through the top of your head, and imagine yourself a tree with branches stretching gloriously upward, reaching for sunshine, reaching for starlight, connecting with the above and seeking nourishment from that source. And bring yourself back into the center of your being. This is who you are. This beautiful axis connected below and above to the sacred earth and the heavens. This is the gift of life. This is the gift that we all carry in our hearts. As you feel comfortable, you can slowly open your eyes and find yourself here. Find yourself among each other in this sacred space, on this planet, in this precious life. The present is the temple, and your presence is the key. Be here now, together. Our reading today is a poem that was written for a friend a couple of years ago. And they were going through a deep period of transition, a very definitive end of a hard trial in their life, and a beautiful beginning of the next chapter. And I find myself at just such a transition. And so this poem has been knocking at my heart. Bear with me, I am unapologetically emotional. This is called Jamie's Song. I have been thinking a lot recently about the way nature celebrates endings and beginnings. Sometimes the tumble of a falling leaf, or a slow mist slipping in front of the moon. Sometimes a ferocious spit of lightning cleaving forest giants to tatters. Sometimes a great ocean swell dancing simultaneously both fore and aft, where even the surest compass might not safely guide one's path. I've been thinking about the way the wind has no home, or rather how it finds its home anywhere, rippling at the contours of a tree or the quiet surface of a smiling pond. The way a raindrop might leave their cloud to resume a journey to earth and become sustenance for a thirsty root. How the green-white sprout hails the courage to break the ground's crust and taste sunlight for the first time. Or how a dry log sublimates itself, surrendering to the passion of a lusty fire. I've been wrong all this time, I think, about the spirit of goodbye, about the closing of doors and the severing of ties. I am so eager to learn new things, to voice a new song with the melody of my breath. In reverence, I bow to the path behind me, and I bow to the path ahead. Amen. Transition. So, as I said, it's really an honor to be here and share a little bit of my thoughts and musings on the theme of letting go and how that intersects with my path as a druid, and invite you into this experience and this conversation. For those of you who are not familiar, Druidry is a multifold path that has three primary beautiful threads that are woven through it. The first is a path of creative self-expression, a strive for authenticity, a yearning to be and claim our place in this world, our voice in this world. The second strand of the path is a path of healing, and it is one that is committed to a deep, deep sense of healing from within, to face deeply uncomfortable aspects of ourself and love them and tend to them and nourish them into healthy wholeness. And the third strand of this beautiful path is the path of service, which can look a million different ways, but it is having found your place in the world that now you offer that place in service to the earth and all her beings, in service to one another, in service to time, in service to love and truth and wisdom. And foundational to this path is standing in deep reciprocity and relationship with nature. It is seeing nature and all of its wisdom, both hidden and overt, as the great teacher, That by observing and being in deep relationship with the world around us, we learn how to be in deeper relationship with our authentic selves. And we lose that individuality into a sense of wholeness, into a sense of community, into a sense of belonging, and into a sense of purpose. So when I was invited to talk and think about this theme of letting go, which is so prevalent, I start with nature. How many instances do we see where nature effortlessly, beautifully, prayerfully surrenders and lets go and trusts? And one of the things that has become so obvious in my own personal cycles of grief and growth and healing and wounding is that it is only the fear and the anxiety that we hold around our own sense of mortality, this illusion that there is a doneness at the end of this present expression of our consciousness, that prevents us from universally and every day and ecstatically celebrating endings as beautifully as we celebrate beginnings. Because in reality, when I look at the world, these are one and the same. When I see the way that a dandelion seed lets go of home and trusts that the wind will carry it wherever it needs to go, the way that a river surrenders itself to the ebbs and flows of the current and allows itself to be changed by the gentle or sometimes forceful movement of the water that it carries and holds so lovingly, directing it on its path. The way a fledgling might leave the nest and its entire security and its entire sense of presence being grounded, birthing itself into the experience of flight. These are all acts of letting go. And at the same time, they are all acts of birth, of newness, of openings and possibilities. And so I invite us to hold the spirit of that letting go, that sense of surrender, and if you don't like the word, that's a surrender, that sense of trust. Whatever invites the release that we must control everything, but rather an invitation to be in partnership with whatever the current of life and the current of energy is calling. And how does that touch with prayer? What does letting go have to do with prayer? Before I go into our experiential part of the prayer and the seasons of prayer, I want to offer what I perceive to be the three foundational aspects of prayer. And I want to say just a few words before I go into those three and just say, prayer is holy at every level. And there are many different types of prayer. There are prayers of gratitude, prayers of silence, prayers of petition. And I would argue that all of those forms of prayer apply and follow the same rules of governance. But for the sake of simplicity and to invite us into a more unified vision, I'll focus on prayers of petition, prayers where we are asking for something, for someone. And I will also invite you to have no shame about the prayer you are holding in your heart today. There is no such thing as a prayer that is too big or too small. And I will claim here that whether you are praying for a global end to oppression or praying for enough money to pay rent or eat your next meal, that there is while there may be a difference in the scope and the magnitude of the requests on the earthly plane, there is no difference in the sacredness of those petitions, as long as they are coming from a place of deep authenticity and selfhood. So in a few moments, I will ask you to work with a prayer that's in your heart and be true. Love yourself enough to work with what comes. So the first aspect of prayer I'd like to touch on is that prayer is a holy act of self-expression. When we pray, the substance and the content of our prayer touches something deeply unique and authentic about us. It touches something universally true about the experience of our being. And as such, when we pray authentically, it is an act of self-love. Implicit in that prayer is, I deserve to have this prayer answered. I deserve to be complete, to have purpose and security and belonging in this world. The second aspect of prayer is that prayer is a creative process. Prayer is this beautiful intersection of our desire, will, imagination, longing, and wanting to bring it into reality. It is creative, and we are creators by our birthright. And so the act of prayer is an invitation to step into our creativity and our relationship with the earth and our relationship with reality. And the third, which directly follows from the first two, is that prayer is inherently relational. The very aspect of prayer presupposes that you are praying in conversation with something or someone. And it's here at this beautiful interface of the limitations of our self-awareness and our consciousness with whatever and whoever we pray to, that letting go and surrender and trust are the most key. Because when we sit at that interface of prayer, we are in contact, we are in co-creation, we are collaborators with the great mystery, with spirit, with the ineffable wonder of the divine, which cannot be captured by words or images. And yet the secret longing and the secret call of our heart knows that it must be so, knows that it must be. And so prayer is one of the holiest steps that we can take in relationship with the great mystery, the mystery of both ourselves and the limitlessness of our own being and of the universe and the limitless expanse of that. And so, rather than have an exposition about the seasons of prayer, let's just do it. So, I invite you to close your eyes again as you're comfortable. Relax into yourself, relax into your being. Touch back into that experience of feeling rooted like a tree. In this exercise, we will use our imagination and the powers of feeling and visualization, however that comes to you, to experience ourselves as a tree. So with each breath, feel yourself rooted firmly into the earth, grounded and receiving nourishment, and simultaneously feel yourself holding energy stretching out upwards and the center of your being at the nexus. You are a beautiful apple tree, magnificent, ancient, wise, true. And as you sit into this experience, you feel at one with the earth. You feel at one with the heartbeat of the earth. What is your prayer? Oh, apple tree, what is your prayer? Hold the thing inside of you that is true, that you would like to birth into this world, whether it's for humanity, for the spirit of the earth, for a loved one, or for yourself. Feel the truth of it in your being. It is springtime. Offer your prayer into the beauty of the very first flower, the very first apple blossom that comes from the very first branch that has come alive. Its petals are soft and pink and velvety. Feel the soft spring wind caress your petals. A a dance, an ecstatic dance of air and sunlight against this prayer that you have blossomed, that you have invited into being in this world. As time passes, the season turns warmer. The first hints of summer sunshine nourish the leaves of your tree, the leaves of your branches. And on one miraculous day, a honeybee comes and visits your sacred, special prayer flower. And as the honeybee comes and drinks from the nectar of your flower, it offers the gift of pollination and the miracle of life and opening begins. Your prayer is now pollinated and ready to go into fruit. And as the season continues to press onward, and the days get longer, and the sunshine lengthens, and the heat intensifies, you are now your prayer is now a tiny apple bud, a little appling growing, destined to become a delicious fruit. And as you give this beautiful prayer your love, your attention, your nourishment, watch it and feel it on your branches becoming larger and heavier and ripe and luscious. And something as the days pass on changes. There is a feeling of expectancy. Something is going to change irrevocably. What is it? The weather starts to get a little cold. The fruit is ready. It is in deep relationship with the earth. It wants to be eaten. It wants to be tasted. And suddenly, on a very special day, the wind is just right, and you feel your branches shake, and the apple lets go. And right here, right at this moment, is where the magic happens. You have created and nourished this prayer to the full utmost of your capability. And this is the moment of trust. This is the moment of trust that as that apple falls to the ground, that it will find the earth and the soil that will nourish it into the next generation, that will nourish it into living creation. That the right deer or squirrel or human will come by and pick it up and find it delicious and move it on its path into being. And this is the moment of letting go in prayer. The moment in which we have given our energy and our attention and our intention to the secret longings of our heart, and we sit in this moment of trust that the universe, that the mystery, that the spirit will take it from here. And so I invite you, inspired by this secret of wisdom that is carried by so many traditions, that as you sit in relationship with this prayer, in this moment of letting go, in this moment of trust, that you cultivate within your heart a posture of gratitude, a posture of knowing that the gift has already been given, that the only thing that stands between the prayer that you have released into the world and its reality in your physical being are the alignment of the way that you live your life and the logistics of time and space. But this simple truth, this simple secret wisdom, that if we carry within ourselves the energy that the things that we most sacredly want in our hearts have already been given, and that we approach that with gratitude and with a knowing, as absurd as it may sound, or simple as that may sound, I invite you to practice that attitude and watch the transformation that happens in your life. So find yourself now back in your body. Offer whatever inner gesture of prayer and gratitude for yourself, for loving yourself enough to bring this prayer into creation, to bring it into reality, for trusting the mystery of the world enough to hold that with you, to create that with you. Welcome back. I now invite you to repeat after me line by line the Druid's prayer of peace. Deep within the still center of my being, may I find peace.
Deep within the still center of my being, may I find peace.
Quietly, in the silence of the grove, may I share peace.
Quietly, in the silence of the grove, may I share peace.
Gently, in the greater circle of humankind, may I radiate peace.
Gently, within the greater circle of humankind, may I radiate peace.
And now I invite you to please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn. I know this rose will open. It's number 396 in the gray hymnal, and we will sing it 3 times.
As we draw our service to a close, we extinguish the chalice and carry within each of us its healing flame, the warmth of community, and the spark of hope into the days and the week ahead. Please join now in our unison mission statement. We welcome all as we build a loving community to nurture each person's spiritual journey, serve human need, and protect the earth, our home.
Dear God, Goddess, Creator, they, them, the one, the many, sacred ancestors, spirits of this land, spirit of this church, spirit of this fellowship, thank you for guiding, blessing, and witnessing our gathering. Thank you for being here and present for this time of ceremony and celebration, contemplation, letting go, and prayer. I thank the four directions. I thank the four elements for their presence and their blessing of our ceremony. Amen. Bless you. Bless you. I want to close with one of my favorite poems by Mary Oliver called The Gift. Be still, my soul, and steadfast. Earth and heaven both are still watching, though time is draining from the clock and your walk that was confident and quick has become slow. So be slow if you must, but let the heart still play its true part. Love still as once you loved, deeply and without patience. Let God and the world know you are grateful that the gift has been given. May the blessing of the uncreated one and the created word and of the Spirit that is the inspirer be always with us. Amen. We now conclude our service with the postlude, which is last minute change. Crystal Sky by Eyal.